One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Spartans! What is your profession?
It ain't a machine that will break. Sometimes the battery hit red. I ain't stopping, I'm just rebooting. Why the bounce back? Go! Go! Eyes heavy like I'm lifting weight with my eyelid. Brain foggy, feeling like I'm stranded on an island. Coffee pot empty and the energy is silent. Fighting with the demons in my head, getting violent. Staring at the screen, but the progress isn't moving. Spinning on the wheels, tell me what am I proving? Body aching, bad breaking, losing all the grooving. Every single step feels like I'm just losing. Working 24, but the needle barely nudging. Feel like I'm a hammer, but the wall isn't budging. Burn creepy, yeah, the shadow is a trudging. Doubters on the sideline, yeah, they always judging. Is it worth the stress? Is it worth the hypertension? Did I make the turn? Did I lose the dimension? Need a little break, need a little intervention. Before I crash out and I lose the retention. And I'm feeling fried, sucker to your sizzling. Vision getting blurry and the rain start drizzling. Also feeling heavy, motivation and fizzling. Waiting for the steak, but I don't hear the sizzling. But I can't quit, now I can't to the flag. Even when I'm dragging and I'm feeling like a rag. Got too many gold packed inside the bag. Gotta push through even when I hit the lag. Just need a minute, just need to close the blinds. Disconnect the server, disconnect the lines. Lay the head down, let the body unwind. So I can wake up and get back on the grind. I'm burned out, but I ain't bowed out. No, just need a nap, then I'm back on the route. Hold her high for a second, shut the world out. Wake up a beat, scream and shout. I can let them see me lose, I can give them that. They waiting on the crumble, waiting on the splat. My drive is too big, yeah, I'm taking it back. Just a power nap, then I'm back on attack. They sit in the stands with a popcorn ready. Praying at my knees, but hoping I ain't steady. Wanna see the downfall, wanna see it messy. Wanna see me crash like a stolen Chevy. I see the side, I hear the whispers in the dark. Waiting for the flame to extinguish the spark. They wanna see the dog loot a bite in the bark. But I'm a gray white swimming like a shark. If I quit now, man, I win the whole game. If I slow down, they gon' tarnish the name. Gotta feed the fire, gotta feed the flame. Satisfaction that they seek is a damn shame. I ain't gon' give it to them, never gon' fold. Story of my fair is a story never told. My desire to win is worth my goal. Bigger than the hate that they tryna hold. So I take a rest, yeah, I hit the pillow hard. Reboot the system, pull the ace from the car. Keep the haters locked out, stand in the yard. While I recharge the battery and lower down the guard. Just for an hour, let the new runs reset. Wake up cleaner than I ever been yet. Ready for the war, ready for the threat. Gonna make them pay every single little debt. They want me to crumble, they want me to crack. But I bounce back like a rubber on the track. Sleep is the weapon, get the mind intact. Then I hit the gas, never looking back. I'm burned out, but I ain't bowed out. No, just need a nap, then I'm back on the route. Close the eyes for a second, shut the world out. Wake up a beat, scream and shout. I can let them see me lose, I can give them that. They waiting on the crumble, waiting on the splat. My drive is too big, yeah, I'm taking it back. Just a power nap, then I'm back on attack. Okay, I'm up now, wipe the crust eye. Looking in the mirror, no more disguise. Demon on my shoulder, yeah, he finally died. Energy is peaking, reaching for the sky. Thought I was dumb and you must be crazy. Thought the burnout meant that I was getting lazy. Vision was blurry, now it ain't hazy. Pushing up Daisy, now I'm pushing Mercedes. Word didn't change, but the mind stay with flip. Got a new Mac and I put in a clip. Haters looking sick, yeah, they starting to trip. Watching me and sin while they sinking in the ship. Progress was slow, now I'm moving like speed. Planting whole force when I planted the seed. Satisfy the want, satisfy the need. Made the competition turn around and bleed. I do this for the win, I don't do it for the likes. Coming up the mountain while you riding on trikes. Heading for the top, yeah, I'm planning the strikes. Running up the score, yeah, I'm racking up strikes. Turning the engine, failure's not an option. Turning every obstacle into adoption of a new method. Yeah, I'm swapping in, I'm copying. Only thinking is the records that I'm popping. Burnout was a lie, it was just a little test. Put a head down, got a little bit of rest. Now I'm back stronger, pounding on the chest. Put me to the trial and I asked the question. Yeah, I'm wide awake now. You shouldn't have blinked. I can let them see me lose. My drive is bigger, be a head, be bigger than hate. Back, better work, 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 better work. Let's get it. Ho get it.
What's up? What's up? What is up, everybody? Hopefully you are doing absolutely phenomenal. I am Tickle Trout. We are engineered to win. How is everyone doing today? Next week, can you believe that next week is Christmas? It is. This year has gone by so fast, and I'm not bothered by it. I'm not upset. I am happy because it went by really fast for me because we did so much work. We have been dedicated this year to working and winning and improving in all aspects. We will do maybe next week, or maybe, you know what? Actually, next week might be our last candid conversation. And maybe we'll recap 2025 and take a look at what we are going into in 2026. because so much has come out of 2025. I think 2025 will be the year that AI took off and made so many possibilities, so many dreams, so many hopes reality for many, many people. And I am so happy to have been part of it. This AI revolution, it's been totally crazy. We have done so much work. I'll give you a quick example as we get started, right? Especially relating to tonight, our time cost calculator. It took us like a year. Last year, January, we started learning Flutter, and I started off building a different app, and then all of a sudden, like doing the time cost calculator just took off, and it took like almost a year to learn it to a decent amount, where it was a very basic app, and then in comes AI this year. And we have enhanced this app significantly, learned a lot about testing, about different capabilities, and the possibilities are endless for our time cost calculator. That I have a whole list of features that we're going to build upon and enhance. So it's been an incredible year. I hope and pray that it's been an incredible year for you as well. On the other hand, not related to the year, but it's been a busy past few days, and I've had a headache all day. Yesterday, like Sunday night going into Monday, I had trouble falling asleep. So yesterday was like a bit tough making it through, but we did. And then today I have a headache because I think it just stems from just a super busy weekend, jiu-jitsu ceremony, then a bunch of coaching calls, vibe code and chill. Some good stuff to talk about that as well, but vibe code and chill. And we had our vibe code and chill, and then had to record and stream on Sunday. A lot of work, and I absolutely loved it. It was great. Like, and I think the reason that I had trouble sleeping on Sunday because I was so excited from all the things that we accomplished over the weekend. Starting from last week when we got our Stream Deck plugin to mostly work. Junior helped me identify some issues on Sunday that we're going to fix this coming Thursday. So you might still, you're still going to experience some issues with it, like hearing some of the sounds today, but we're going to fix that on Thursday. But all these, like from our vibe code and chill, I'm going to show you something that came out of that. From working on the speech app and seeing that it's working, having to make some tweaks in there, working on the time cost calculator, jiu-jitsu ceremony, everything was like, maybe it was just too much. Maybe I had too busy of a weekend, and I just like so much excitement that I had trouble sleeping, and then it cascaded until today, but I'm going to fix that. And we're here because we don't miss. Regardless of what happens, we do not miss. Never, ever. Because we are in it to win it. One last thing. It's looking like I may have fixed the issue that we're having the past couple of streams where it was like kind of glitching, kind of freezing up. I may have fixed it. I use Gemini. I'm telling you, I'm always using Gemini to help me fix these things. But I use Gemini to find out what the correct settings are for my MacBook Pro and for OBS. And I didn't have a spec. Actually, my CPU usage is super duper low right now. So it's actually pretty amazing. My fan isn't even on. I can't even hear the fan on the laptop. And before, like as we'd get started these streams, it would go absolutely crazy. So we're in a good spot. Right? Believe it or not, we are in a good spot. So I'm happy, excited for the show to get into the time cost calculator. Thank you for allowing me to ramble on a little bit. You know, like I said, headache, ADD, OCD, all that good stuff, which leads us to, at least to me, for a lot of people it wouldn't work, but for me, it leads me to ultimate success, a flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
I love that sound. One more time.
Flawless victory.
Okay. I just had to get out of me. All right. So let's get started with the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Truly appreciate it. For all of the subscribers to the channel, everyone who has subscribed in 2020, 2025 and before, and who are going to subscribe in 2026. Those who have been with me for a very, very long time, those who are brand new this week as of today, however long you've been subscribed, thank you so, so much for allowing me to share what I'm learning, share the journey, this tech journey, this mind game journey, all this type of stuff. Thank you so, so much for allowing me to pour into your lives. I appreciate you allowing me to add value to you.
I appreciate you.
Shout out to my amazing, the best ever tech barbarians, my Patreon members who allow me to go deeper, to go max. And the conversations that we have, the things that we're working on in the Patreon, which I'm telling you, I'm going to show you this really, really cool plugin that Junior helped me think of. I think we did this in the Patreon. I'm pretty sure we did this in the Patreon. But yeah, we did, because it was at the end. I'm like, oh yeah, one more thing I want to figure out. So we do so many good things. Magnetar adding value. We had Snow Bunny Bag Chaser who joined us for our Vibe Code and Chill, answering questions, giving insight. It was such an amazing time. So the work that we do, the ones that I work with one-on-one, I have somebody who is about to start deep diving and testing out the coaching portal. So many cool features on that. I'm going to have to do a rundown very, very soon about the new features, everything that I'm adding. But my tech barbarians, they work so hard day in and day out on whatever it is that they're working on. That is what they are dedicated to. So I just have to let you guys know that you are the very, very best.
We the best.
And last but certainly not least, shout out to my tech mercenaries, the YouTube channel members who allow this channel to go across the entire world. And soon we're going to be going outside of this world. And you'll see by one of the topics of discussion tonight. But just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to go out there and get it, and for you to get it, for getting it with me. Let's continue. 2026 is coming. Let's get it. All right. So those are the quick housekeeping pointers to take care of. Tomorrow we are going to be premiering another AI related role in our quest. It's going to be about a 4-part series in our quest for seeing what is the next move, what is the next pivot in this AI game. We had the AI agent engineer, right? We had the machine learning platform engineer building the rig, right? Don't go mining for the gold. Sell the shovels to the gold miners. Let them do the heavy lifting. You run it up, right? Tomorrow, the next one we're going to be talking about is the forward deploy engineer. What is the forward deploy engineer? Well, they make things happen. We're going to deep dive into it tomorrow and guess what? Through my use of Gemini, the presentation for tomorrow is going to be out of this world. You do not want to miss it. I will see you guys at noon Eastern time, premiering forward deploy engineer. That's the next step right there. The next level engineer. Thursday, we're going to be going live. We're going to continue working on our Stream Deck plugin. I am so excited by it. I have the thing that's not working right now. It's just like when I press the button, I hear the sound on my end, but it doesn't play it through the computer. It should be a very, very easy fix. Stream Deck plugins are now created with Node.js. It's like a little node server running in the background. It's super duper easy. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be adding styling to the buttons so that the user has different options. In our Vibe Code and Chill, we spoke about distribution options, having a free version, having a paid version. So we might investigate that as well. So many good things happening. Hopefully we can get it done tomorrow, because I have a different project that I wanted to start next week. But if we can't, then it is what it is. Or I said tomorrow. Hopefully we get it done on Thursday. But if not, it is what it is. Well, we don't have a timeline on us, right? Because we just work and we just push out these apps and we can keep going, right? We keep going. So that is what we have for our next few days. We do have the bug bite on Friday, but I'll talk about that I'll talk about that on Thursday. All right. But that's everything. That's everything. That is everything that we have upcoming. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to check the chat. After checking the chat, we are going to look over this little Chrome extension that I put together to be able to stream, to easily be able to stream our meetups. That's our Vibe Code and Chills, our Scrum Nights, and whatever other meetings that I end up doing in our Google Meet, to stream it to the Patreon, so that Patreon members can be able to access it that way if they can't join us on the Google Meet. All right. So I want to show you that. But before you do that, like I said, I'm going to go and check the chat. So first and foremost in the chat. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to show you, right? You remember when I was trying to set up the button on the Stream Deck to be able to remove the comments? I was able to do it. I figured out how to do it. API call to Social Stream, which I use to show the icons or show the chat messages and stuff like that. But I was able to figure it out. It was a quick little project that I did. I think I did it on Sunday night, maybe. But so here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to show you it working. So I'm gonna just go to this screen right here, and I am going to pull up my Stream Deck, and you will see. So there goes the button right here to clear the chat, and I am going to pull up the chat, and you will see it working. So I'll show this one, right? So you guys do not miss out on our Vibe Code and Chill sessions. Junior will let you know, Magnetar will let you know, Snow Bunny Bacteria will let you know, Rod Brown will let you know that we have an amazing time discussing different ideas, different options, prototyping. Junior shared an idea with me the other day, right, about a drone business, and I was like, and we actually talked about it. I'm like, wow, that is a pretty cool concept, right? And those are the type of discussions that we have. Like, okay, what are like all the things that we're passionate about, that we're good at? Can we turn it into a business? Here are the apps that we're working on, and we're just sharing ideas, and we are giving like thoughts that come up, and we're saying, okay, what about this scenario? What about that scenario? So those are the type of discussions that we have. We're not having. Where'd my thing go? Okay, it disappeared. But we're not having like pointless conversations. We're actually talking about things. Why are you? Okay, that's weird. I must have did something because this thing is going away by itself. Give me a second here. Let me see. Am I? Why is it going away on its own? Do I have something that's causing it to go away on its own? I don't think so. Show source, font fit. That's not right. Oh. I don't know why that's happening. But either way, yeah, so join us for those sessions. They are absolutely remarkable, absolutely fascinating. So definitely want to see you in there. Let me see. All right, so I'll do it with this one. We have Junior in the building. Says, what's up? What's good with you, Junior? Hopefully you're having a phenomenal day. And I'm going to do my button here before the message goes away. So if I press it, whoa, that was weird. It worked, but it was weird. It opened up a whole new browser for. All right, so I have to double check that. It works, but it's opening up a whole new browser, which it should not be doing that. But it does work, so I have to double check on that. Anyway, either way, we were making progress. It's just an API call, all that good stuff. Let me go over here. All right, so we're gonna jump into this. If I can find it, we're gonna jump into this little icebreaker, not really an icebreaker, but good enough for one. So I built a simple, go to full screen. I went full screen, right? So I built a cool, simple Chrome extension to stream to Patreon, right? And basically, all right, so basically here's how it works. I do my Patreon meetups using Google Meet. Google Meet only can stream out to YouTube. However, I wanted to stream to Patreon. There goes my conundrum. And I couldn't, like, I would always, like, maybe in the past, Google Meet used to be able to do it, but now it can't. It can only go to YouTube. I don't want to use YouTube. I want to be able to use, and maybe I might stream it, like restream it to YouTube for members only. Maybe I'll do that. But for the Patreon, that's where I want it to stream to, right? So that people can join the Patreon live and they can talk in the chat, or they can join us on Google Meet, right? Whatever, pick your poison, whatever you want to do. Perfectly fine. But there was not a mechanism to do that until I found the service Recall AI. I think it's recall.ai, but they have a bot join your meeting, and it works for, I mean, it does work for a bunch of other services, but I use it for Google Meet, right? It joins your meeting, and then it can transcribe the meeting, take notes, or maybe I'm going overboard by saying take notes, right? But it can transcribe the meeting, but it can also do a video out feed of the meeting. So basically record the meeting and send it out to somewhere else. So that's what I'm using to send it to Patreon. The problem is that there is not a tool or plugin or anything like that they provide you. You have to do it straight through API call, which is annoying, especially on the side of Patreon, because Patreon will always give you a different stream URL and a stream key, and then you have to like try to do this API call. It is a living nightmare. So on our Vibe Code and Chill, I did a quick prompt, like, how could I get this thing to, I'm pretty sure I did it on Vibe Code and Chill, but I'm like, how can we get this thing to work? And it said, okay, you can, the easiest way would be to create a simple Chrome extension. And I was like, can I do it straight through Google Meet? And they said, if you do it through Google Meet, you're going to have to go through a bunch of loopholes and approvals and SDKs and stuff like that, which would be pretty heavy. It's not really worth it for what we're trying to do. Our suggestion is you go with a simple Chrome plugin, right? So I'm going to show you the prompt, and then I'm going to show you the prompt, and then I'm going to show you the plugin and how cool it is. And you know what? Maybe, just maybe, we should stream it. Now, it's just going to be too much. Well, I know what I'll do. I'm not going to, no, it'll be too much. I'll just show you, but so let's go over here. So this was my, so I can find the original. So we went back and forth for a while, right? But the original prompt was, I'm using Recall AI to stream my Google Meet to my Patreon live. I currently make an API call to get Recall to join my Google Meet and stream it. What would be a quick and easy app to get the Recall bot to join the live stream? Basically, in the API call, I just have to update the art. So like what I would normally do in the API call, update the RTMP URL and the key that Patreon provides me, and then I have to provide the Google Meet ID, right? So it gave me some options that you can go through Python, do different things. I'm like, I don't want to do all of that work, right? So I wasn't feeling the first option. So it says, I said, what if I wanted to make a Google Meet add-on where you can pass the Recall auth key, an RTMP URL, and a stream key, a secret key, and it passes the Google Meet ID to use? How can we do that? So that was my other option. And it says, to build a native Google Meet add-on, the official kind that appears in activities, it requires Google Cloud Project deployment steps and typically a hosted Node.js server. It's surprisingly heavy on admin work. I was like, what? I think that is a little too much for what I'm asking for, right? So it says, why don't we just do a simple little Chrome extension, which with what we did, I can package it up for anybody who's using Recall and then I can turn that to an extension so people can install it locally on their browser if they wanted to. I don't know. It works for me, right? So it said, let me see. So it's telling me the benefits of doing the Google version. And I said, all right, cool. Let me give that a try. So I went back and forth with it, like to get it perfectly the way that I wanted it to be. And I was actually able to get it. So here is what I'm going to do, right? Watch this. I'm on a live stream right now reviewing what we did. Can you give me a simple breakdown of the features and functionalities of the extension that we built? Simple, right? So I'm just going to ask it for a little breakdown. And so says this is a great recap for your live stream audience. Here's a simple breakdown of the Recall Streamer extension we built. The Recall Streamer extension, this is a custom Chrome extension that bridges Google Meet directly to Patreon Live or any RTMP destination using the Recall AI API. It turns a complex developer API call into a simple user-friendly dashboard. And you guys know that I am very, very tech heavy, tech savvy, and even I was getting annoyed every time I had to restart this stream, right? It was super duper annoying to me. So smart automation, no copying and pasting, which I did, like, as I was reading this, I'm like, you know what? There is one little thing that we'd want to do, because if we want to schedule a bot to join a meeting in the future, then we should have the option to pass in a Google Meet ID if we have one, if we're scheduling it for the future. But if it's happening, so right now, we're going to see, right? Auto detect. The extension automatically grabs the Google Meet URL from your active browser tab. You never have to copy and paste the meeting link. Instant join. It formats the API payload perfectly so the bot joins with one click. Secure and forget. Key locking. You enter your API key once, your Recall API key once, to get saved securely in your local browser storage. Visual safety. Once saved, the input box locks and turns green. API key stores, hiding the actual character so you don't accidentally leak your key on stream. And then it says draft and autosave, real-time saving. As you type your Patreon stream key or bot name, the extension saves it instantly. If you accidentally click away and the pop-up closes, your data is still there when you open it back up. So, and this was an issue that I was noticing, so we went ahead and fixed that. It says bot name memory. It remembers your preferred bot name. So, for example, I named my bot Sabrina, but sometimes it's Alexandria or something like that. But you can name it whatever you want. But I default this to Sabrina, so you don't have to retype it for every stream. And then session management, clear button, a dedicated clear session data wipes your sensitive RTMP keys after the stream is over, ensuring a clean slate for next time. Scheduling includes a built-in time picker. You can go live now or schedule the bot to join automatically at a specific future time. So this is the part right here that I'm like, you know what? I do kind of need to input the, like, have an optional field to either say use active tab or pass in a Google Meet for, like, if you're scheduling something for the future, right? Not a super big deal. Background worker service to bypass standard browser security. And that's all. That is actually the same thing that our OBS YouTube share plugin is getting around. And one-time setup, paste API key, click save, stream prep, open Google Meet, paste Patreon stream key, and then go live button. So that's basically how it works. Now I am going to open up another tab, and I'm going to go over to here. And we're going to let's do a meet.google. Let's say a new meeting, start instant meeting. And There we go. This is kind of weird. Let me just turn off my camera here because that's kind of weird. And if I click on this little R right here, which I'm gonna update it to customize my, customize the icon and stuff like that. But this is the plugin right here, right? It has the bot name. It already has the API key stored. Would pass in the RTMP key here, the stream key here, and then we can do connector. So I'm gonna even show you that as well. So let's go to, I'm gonna show you guys this. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we're gonna go over here and we are gonna go. So I am setting up the Patreon live stream right now. Where is this thing? Okay, this one over here. Live. And we are gonna go to, all right, so let's do this. I am going to, so this is the Patreon information. And this is the Google Meet information, right? So you should be able to see. So we copy this, all right? And we go to, where'd you go? All right, so let's go. We go to here and we paste this one and then we copy that. And hopefully this works, because if this doesn't work, it's going to be a total waste of time, but it's going to work, right? So we're going to say connect. And so success, we have a bot ID that's returned to us. And then we should see it's going to join this meeting here. All right, just got the request to join. Admit the guest. There goes Sabrina, right? And now Sabrina has joined and boom, look at that. We have our Patreon live stream easily connected. And now in Patreon, if I was streaming from Google Meet, we would just do start live stream and that'll be it. But we have the bot, like, so just from this right here, right? Getting our Patreon stream key, getting our secret key and saying connect. This was such an annoying process, and we're able to do a little bit of magic through the help of Gemini, and bada bing, bada boom, we are good to go. And that, my friend, is a flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
All right, so I'm gonna go full screen. I'm gonna shut this thing down, and then we are going to actually get started working today. So let me go ahead and end this Google meeting. But I am super excited about that. Really, really helpful stuff that we did. Get out of this. Let me close these down. Oh snap! Hold on a second. Oh my goodness. Give me a second. Just saw a message. Give me a second. Let me. There we go. Cool. All right. Cool. All right. With that being said, I'm going to see if there's anything in the chat. If not, we are going to get started working. I have an idea of what we had to work on. Let me see. Nope, nothing new. All right, cool. So my CPU usage is actually really, really good because it never spiked above 5. Actually, I got to 7, but when I would first start the stream, like before, it would get up to like 25 for CPU usage, and then it would come back down. So I'm thinking the changes that I made actually made a huge and significant improvement. So I am super excited about that. I'm also checking my YouTube streams to make sure that my stream is healthy and I'm not getting any indications that things are bad. So I am happy. We have made some significant progress getting our stream right. But with that being said, we're going to start. Ooh, almost messed up. Give me a second. Ooh, where are you? Nope, that's not what I wanted. Where are you? There we go. And I am going to, it's too much, too small. Let me go over here. We are going to, there we go. And all right, it's cool. We're gonna get back into working on the timer, the focus timer for our time cost calculator. I saw some interesting things last week that should be not too hard to fix with our trusty Kilo code and our Gemini. So I'm going to put up our first 20 minutes. You're not going to hear the sound, unfortunately, because we have to fix some stuff, but it is what it is. All right, we got 20 minutes on the clock. Here is our Android Studio. I'm going to pop this out so that we can have a better view of this. I'm going to try to move this over to here like that. And I'm going to try to pop out Kilo code. We don't need our file viewer. We have our project constitution. I have been I think another reason that I was kind of headache and exhausted the past couple of days is because I have been working tirelessly to get all the clips edited and rendered for all the different shows, for our working segments, for our break times, for our icebreakers, which I think we're in a pretty good spot. But I'm just trying to package the content in different forms that you guys are going to be able to consume, because not everybody can sit through these 2.5 hour live streams, and sometimes they just want to watch the clip and follow along that way, setting up the playlist. So that is my goal for you guys, right? But last time, so let's go ahead and start the app so we can see where we are at. So I'm going to go here, Pixel. Let's run the app. So today we're going to be focusing on our focus timer, focusing on the focus timer, right? There goes the app. And now we're going to go to focus timer. And let me see if there's anything in the history tab. So in the history, so I don't even have to go to, so 1214, that would be 1214. That's like 2 days ago. Did I use it? Okay, maybe I did use it when I was creating my thumbnails. But I will say, so let's just do this. We're gonna say start, or let's say test session, and we'll say 12/16/2025, right? Say start, and now the session is going. And I'm going to start typing in here, when using the focus timer and the count, and let's say, and I complete. So let's make sure this is working. So I do pause, resume, reset, complete session. Okay, let's resume. Cool. And then if I do stop, that's going to stop the whole entire thing. And I don't want to do that. So if I say stop, you see how the whole thing stops, right? So if I start again, I think I want a confirmation that I want to stop, because all right, so let's say, and I click the stop button, it stops and resets the timer automatically. This could be a mistake that the user is pressing the stop button, can we add a dialog asking the user to confirm they want to stop the timer and that anything that was being tracked will be reset and lost. If they do not want to lose their session information, they should click complete session instead. Please make it sound good. So I'm going to make this as code and instead of debug. Debug is going to be for something else, right? So now while it's doing its thing, I'm going to do complete session, and so we added this. Let's say it did it, let's say $100 additional cost. We made like 200 on there. Let's say save. All right, so that's done. But if you go to history, do you see how it has Pomodoro 2 minutes and then total hours 0.03? So it's like something is kind of mismatching, and it doesn't have any money spent for Pomodoro, but it has the correct information for test session, but then it's also tracking this, which I don't know where that's actually coming from. So we are going to be investigating why that is as well. And while that's happening, I really want to see, while it's doing its thing, and that's the beauty of using AI, because I sent it off to do some work, and now I really wonder why this is opening up in a browser for me. It shouldn't be opening up in a browser. I have a chat for that one too. I'll investigate that, because I have a Gemini conversation about that as well. All right, so I really don't care about you running tests, but why not? A new version of Flutter is available. That's good. So this had to add a new something, a new package. I don't know what that package was. Okay, test pass. That's awesome. So let's see what it did. I have successfully added a confirmation dialog to the stop and reset buttons in the focus timer screen, modified the focus timer, created a new method, confirm session stop, that displays alert dialog. The dialog asks, are you sure you want to stop? The current session will be reset and all track data will be lost. If you want to save your progress, please click complete session instead. That sounds good. And it says updated on press callback for both stop and reset buttons in Pomodoro and custom views to trigger the confirmation dialog instead of immediately stopping the timer. Good. Add a new test case. Stop button shows confirmation dialog to verify that clicking the stop button opens the dialog and that the session is only stopped when stop session is confirmed in the dialog. Perfect. Ran the Flutter test for the focus timer and all 5 tests passed, confirming new functionality works as expected and no existing functionality was broken. Perfect. So this is what I'm learning, right? Setting up the unit and the integration and the widget test, setting them up from the initial beginning when trying to use these AI tools, they suck at doing that. But if you can actually get it set up and runnable, it's going to do a good job adding tests in the future going forward. And the fact that it automatically added a new test after making these changes and adding this additional function, that is very, very it makes me happy, because it has that test mindset now. All right, so I'm going to also say, now I'm going to switch to debug mode, and I'm going to say that on the history tab, when a focus session timer session is marked as complete or whatever it or ends, it is adding multiple entries into the history. For example, the most recent session has what I named it and the total hours, but there is a similar entry, or actually there are two similar entries. Did it log the stop though? Because this one is 8:19. I don't know. Two similar entries that have the title Pomodoro with total minutes instead of total hours, and has money spent as being 0, while the test that I did has accurately the money accurately, let's say did accurately reflects the money spent and money made that I entered when completing the session. Let's see what it has to say about that. And after we fix that, I'm going to restart the application, and then we're going to investigate how the timer works with the break time, because I'm not very confident in the break time. I might have to like prompt it to see, like, because the break time is still costing you. Maybe when you go to break, it should just continue counting up, like, because there is no distinction in cost between break and, well, here's what we could do, right? Because let's say you're trying to use this for like billable hours for somebody, then you could say, I will bill the working time, but the billable hour, or the break times, the 5 minutes I'm taking a break, that is not billable, but it should still break down working time, break time in a session, right? Would you agree with me? So regardless, like, because I want the actual cost of my time being calculated, whether it's a break or whether I'm working, but I also want to be able to see, this is how much this is the total cost. This is how much you spent working, and this is how much you spent in break, right? Let's see. It's reading files right now. So yeah, that would be the next prompt. Like, but we need to be, so while that's happening, so let's go back. So while it's looking into that, let's go over here. And I wonder, let's see, what if we do like 1 minute over here? Oh, that was weird. Restart timer. Let me see. So let's say, so you see when we do skip break, and then every time we do skip break, it just goes back to break over. Hold on 1 second. Let me see something. Oh, something weird is happening here. Restart. Ooh, yeah, I remember. So now, okay. So, ooh, this is so weird. All right, so we have stop. Ooh, see that? That is so weird. Well, we're gonna investigate that next. So if I do skip break, it should take me back to my 5 minutes. But I'm thinking it's because of the, see, if I do reset timer, see, something weird is happening. And the numbers are like going crazy right now. Let's go back over here. See how the numbers are going crazy? Stop. See, that's so weird. So we're gonna have to investigate that because it's going a little bit crazy. All right, so I'm gonna stop and start over to get the latest changes and stop the madness. I fixed the issue where multiple entries are being added to the history when a session was completed. The stop timer method in timer service was automatically saving a timer session every time it was called, regardless of whether the stop was manual, user clicked, or complete session. The automatic timer the automatic timer finished. When the user clicked the complete session, the app was saving a calculation entry, the correct detailed entry, and calling stop timer, which was also saving a generic Pomodoro timer session. This results in duplicate entries, one detailed, one very generic. Ran the test and all tests passed. This change directly addresses the user observation, two similar entries, one detailed, one generic with 0 cost. All right, so let's test that manually. We're gonna go here and test session 12/16/2025. Let's say 8:31 p.m. Let's say, why does it say 00? Start. So let's do stop to make sure our pop-up shows. Are you sure you want to stop? The current session will be reset and all track data will be lost. So we'll say cancel. It's still going good. And now we're going to do, I guess we should probably do the complete session, a dialogue on the complete session as well. But we'll do complete. Oh, okay. Well, this is good because if we could cancel, all right, that's good enough. So if we could cancel, so that's good. So let's say we do additional cost. Let's say 50, money made. Let's say 150, and we do save. So now if we go to history, we have an 8:30. So I think these are from before, from whatever was happening. I don't even know what was happening before, but I think these are from earlier. Yeah, everything's like a minute, 10 minutes. So that's something weird. All right. So all right, we verified that the stop button works and that the session tracking is accurately tracking. Now let's go to, I don't have a way to jump to the break time because basically the custom timer is enter duration in minutes. So, okay, because this one, see, I shouldn't be able to enter text. So let's say we do 1 minute, right? And we do start. Okay, so we'll fix this part first then. When I am on the custom timer, it is allowing me to type in any type of text, but the field requires only an integer. That would be for a duration in minutes. I think the ability to enter random text causes the timer to not work properly, right? So if we get that, if we can try to fix that. Okay, so now we have our 5-minute Pomodoro. I think we should be able to specify our break times as well. Like there should be a place to configure how long we want our breaks to be. And then I'm going to also say, I'm going to test out if we skip the break, what happens. So I have restricted the input for custom timer duration, only allow digits. All right, so that should be good. And I'm going to say that we should be, let's go to code. We should be able to specify how long we want our breaks to be, or I'd say to customize how long we want our breaks to be. We can have it set by how long we want. So, how long we want our working sessions and breaks to be. We can have it set by, because like sometimes you might want to do 50 minutes working, 10-minute break, you know, or 50-minute working and 5-minute break, or no break. Who knows? I don't know. Well, then it wouldn't be 50 minutes working, right? Regardless, we can have the ability to set a default in the settings of the app, and to also be able to set them on the fly when you do a custom focus session. Let's see what that says. And let's before we go to break, let's wait till these 54 seconds expire so that we can see what happens once the break is done. If it's going to like start another 1-minute session, or if it's going to start going crazy again, right? 20 seconds to go. So add default durations to storage service, work session, update settings screen to allow you to configure default durations, update focus timer to configure default. You see, oh, okay. So once it counted down, then it started going berserk, because now, so I don't know why, but after the break got down to 0, it started the break over again, and the countdown is out of this world. It's like I don't even know how it's calculating, but it's going crazy. So we'll fix that as well. So we got that. So in that case, let's go to break. Let us go to break, and let me check the chat first, see if there's anything in there. And if not, all right, so let's see. Oh, we got some good stuff. All right, so we have the one, the only beloved brother in the building. Why is this thing disappearing on me? Hold on, something weird is happening. Maybe I did something. I don't know. This thing's disappearing on me, but we got the beloved brother in the building. Says, what's good, family? What's good, beloved brother Rod Brown? How are you doing today? We got me Mysify in the building. This is so weird. It's just this. Hold on. Do I have a setting on here or something? As soon as I press it, it disappears. Let me delete it off my stream deck. Hold on. I don't know what's going on over here. Where's my stream deck? I'm just going to get rid of it because I don't know what is going on. As soon as I show it, it disappears on me. Let me see if I have any settings. What's auto? No, it's not that. I don't know. As soon as it, hold on, what is this play button? Maybe it's that. So we got me, Mysify. The says, good evening, Ralph Jr. and Rod. Hope all is well. I am doing great. Slight headache, but we're here. We don't miss. We don't complain. Let's see. Got Junior heading out for Bible study. He said, enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you so much, Junior, for tuning in. Shout out to you. Enjoy Bible study. We got Magnetar in the building. Says, what's up in the cloud for now? Shout out to you, Magnetar. Hopefully you are doing amazing today. We got Rod Brown saying, is Magnetar on a flight? Is Magnetar on a flight. And Rod Brown, lean in Rod Brown, is the plane an Egyptian plane? I'm just kidding. I'm just being silly. Don't mind me. I'm just being silly. All right. So we are going to jump into, and I just, give me, I don't think that's what it was. All right. So give me a second. I know what it was. It was not my nifty little plugin. Let me set it back. API. Let me put it back. Let's run it back. Let me go to there and do a clear chat. And we're going to say get. Let's try that again. I don't know why it's opening up another browser, but it's all good. All right, cool. So let's go to our first break time topic for today. Robo rabbits. Have you guys heard of robo rabbits? They're being used down here in South Florida to combat snake infestations. And I hate me snakes. I hate me some snakes. All right, let's jump into it. So robot rabbits to hunt down those pesky little snakes.
Rabbits. Florida scientists hope that these fluffy decoys can help with a very real problem.
Yeah, Burmese pythons have devastated native wildlife in the Everglades. Now, as Wink News reporter Bridget Bruchowski explains, researchers turn to tech, hoping robotic rabbits can lure the snakes out.
When it comes to catching Burmese pythons, it takes more than just a sharp eye. They're sneaky, slippery, and hard to spot. But now
That sounds absolutely disgusting, right? I'm just saying, Burmese pythons, slippery, hard to spot, sneaky, pesky. That sounds absolutely disgusting.
wildlife teams have a new snake hunting tool in their arsenal: robot bunnies. The South Florida Water Management District and the University of Florida have teamed up to create what looks
I knew it was going to be the University of Florida, because they are always coming out with these different technologies, different stuff for the wildlife. So I had a feeling it was going to be University of Florida that's going to be associated with this.
looks like a toy rabbit. These solar-powered robo bunnies move, emit heat, and soon they'll even smell like a real rabbit. All to fool Burmese pythons into thinking dinner's been served. If the snakes come to them, it could save teams hours of searching in swampy, alligator-infested terrain.
If that python is detected, then it contacts someone like myself who's available 24 hours a day, and then I can deploy one of our many contractors to go remove it.
Pythons have been a disaster for native wildlife. Lead invasive animal biologist for South Florida Water Management District Mike Kirkland says they've wiped out up to 95% of mammals in parts of the Everglades.
If we can see a statistically significant number of pythons that are coming to investigate these robotic rabbits in the pens, that would be a success, because right now pythons do a great job of staying hidden.
Robo-rabbits are still in their trial phases right now. Researchers told me that it will take years to find out if they're effective or not. So for now, they're going to rely on hunters and tracking programs to get those pythons out of the Everglades. But for now, reporting in Astera.
I think I missed how these robots are actually supposed to work.
They're sneaky, slippery, and hard to spot. But now wildlife teams have a new snake hunting tool in their arsenal: robot bunnies. The South Florida Water Management District and the University of Florida have teamed up to create what looks like a toy rabbit. These solar-powered swampy alligator-infested terrain, and soon they'll even smell like a real rabbit. All to fool Burmese pythons into thinking dinner's been served. If the snakes come to them, it could save teams hours of searching in swampy alligator-infested terrain.
If that python is detected, then it contacts someone like myself who's available 24 hours a day, and then I can deploy one of our many contractors to go remove it.
Pythons have been a disaster for native wildlife.
So how does the robot how they didn't specify how the robot rabbit is making contact with the python? Is it just like roaming the Everglades looking for a python? I'm confused.
Invasive animal biologist for South Florida Water Management District Mike Kirkland says they've wiped out up to 95% of mammals in parts of the Everglades.
If we can see a statistically significant number of pythons that are coming to investigate these robotic rabbits in the pens, that would be a success, because right now pythons do a great job of staying hidden.
Robo-rabbits are still in their trial phases right now. Researchers told me that it will take years to find out if they're effective or not. So for now, they're going to rely on hunters and tracking programs to get those pythons out of the Everglades. But for now, reporting in Estero, Bridget Bruchowski, Wink News.
I'm a little confused. Like, Magnetar says probably via sensors. Yeah, but do they just randomly roam the Everglades? And do they come back to get charged or something? And what if an alligator eats it? I thought so when I saw the title of using the robot rabbits to hunt for pythons, I thought that these were potentially exploding robot rabbits that the python would ingest, and then after it is, you know, in the phase of digesting it and it has the itis and all that type of stuff, and then the exploding robot rabbit would just explode in the python, and then that Burmese python would be no more headache, and then you wouldn't need to go and have a hunter try to retrieve it. Maybe, possibly, that's cruelty to animal homes. If you guys remember next Friday, right, when he beat the dog that was trying to attack him. But I'm a little like, so does the Robo Rabbit have some type of what do they call those, Apple tags to say this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at for the I found me a python, a Burmese python. Come and rescue me. I don't know, but this was not what I was expecting. It's just a random little robot rabbit to go and roam the Everglades. I mean, it does not put the rabbits in harm, though. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I am confused. All right. Let's get to the chat. We got Magnetar says, beloved brother Rod Brown, the deacon from the Hebrew Israelite cartel, says, I was eating the remainder of my ribs from yesterday. That's why you were in the clouds. That sounds like an awesome dinner. Magnetar hits me with the Sith. Coach Ralph.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Shout out to Magnetar. And he says they're probably detecting them via sensors. That makes sense. It just doesn't sound as exciting as it was. When the headline sounded a lot more exciting than I was expecting, all right? Magnetar says, if the python gets close enough, it might trigger a sensor on the robots, on the robot wabbits. I got that one. On the robots wabbits. I'm hunting wabbits. I remember that from back in the days. It says, won't be a good meal for the gators. Nope. And Magnetar says, yes, that was cruelty. That's cruelty to animal homes. It says, what next? Put landmines out there? Hey. You do what you got to do to survive, all right? All right, that didn't work. All right, cool. So let us go and jump into our, my goodness gracious, I don't know what's going on here. Hold on a second. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Let's go to here. I don't know where that one was. All right, cool. Let's do that. And let's do that. Oh, okay. Let's do that. All right, cool. All right, we're about to jump into our next our next segment. So let's start up another 20 minutes. And something, so I left the timer running and something is going crazy now, but the widget has been unmounted and they're, all right, so let's see this. All right, added default duration. So everything should be, all right, so let's run the test. But added default duration settings to storage service, update settings screen to allow users to configure defaults, update focus timer, to use configured default work session, update break timer to use configured. All right, so now we are going, all right, so let's see. So changes implemented, update storage service, added methods to save and retrieve default work duration, save default work duration, get default work duration and break duration, set the default value to 25 minutes for work and 5 minutes for breaks, update lib screens or update setting screen, added work session duration and break duration. These fields are pre-filled with the current saved values or default, so user can edit these and save them. Input is restricted to digits only. Yeah, 25 minutes. Okay, that works. 25 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever you want. Modified the start button in the Pomodoro view to use the configured default work instead of a hard-coded 25. And the screen now loads the default duration from storage when initialized. That sounds good. Updated lib screen, updated the break timer screen, converted the widget to stateful widget, allow asynchronous loading and setting. The break timer now starts automatically with the configured default break duration. The restart timer button now uses the configured default work duration. Added a skip break button that stops the break timer with confirmation logic handled by the timer service. Okay, so ran the test. All right, cool. So let's stop the app and start it over again. The reason I want to do that because I want to see if any of these changes caused a change in functionality. So it's best to stop it and start it over again. And now if we go to our settings, this is where we can set our default. So let's do 1 minute working to test it out. And 1 minute break. Save settings. So settings are saved. Let's go. So now if we do, let's do test session defaults. And I'm going to do start. So that's working, right? We have 1 minute to count down. While that's counting down, I'm going to start typing what we were saying to see if this is still going to be an issue, right? When the break timer is running, after the first break is completed, it starts the break timer again without going instead of going back to the working timer. When the break timer starts again, the time is not counting down correctly, and the numbers just randomly jump down. And the cost calculation follows the way the timer countdown jump around, get up and get down. Is that how it goes? I remember we spoke about this a while ago. Is that how it goes? But whenever you say jump around, you have to say the lyrics, right? Whenever you say jump around, you have to say the lyrics. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? So let's wait till this 30. Oh, you see how it's jumping all of a sudden? Did we get past the first break? Because all of a sudden it's jumping like crazy. Okay, yeah, so it's happening. All right, and it didn't even. All right, so we're gonna send that. So whatever they did, and then, and I'm also, so I'm gonna do debug. I'm also seeing these errors in the logs which may be related. All right, it's going really, really crazy. Oh yeah, it's like, oh my goodness. Each break time countdown gets faster and faster until we get, so now is where we're going to get this error over here. Until, do I have any other error like this? Nope. Until we, probably going to happen eventually, until we get this log. All right, so we're going to send that off and see what's happening with that. So then once this actually gets fixed, then that'll be like the cream of the crop right there, because then our focus timer is going to be working absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, something is causing the break timer to go berserk, and that's not good. That is not what we want to see. And we're going to find out what's causing it in a second, because right now it's doing this debugging the issue and it's doing its investigation. Let's see what's happening here. I have addressed the issue where the break timer loops an erratic countdown, prevented infinite break loop. Updated timer listener logic. Instead of blindly navigating to break timer screen whenever the timer stops, it now checks the modal route context is current. This ensures that the navigation to the break screen only happens if the user is currently on the focus timer. This prevents the break timer screen, which also uses the timer service, from triggering another navigation to itself when the timer finishes, breaking the loop. Fixed erratic countdown double timer start. Move the start break call inside widget binding instance. Add post frame callback in the init state. This is safer place to trigger the state change or side effects that depend on the context of being fully built. Crucially, if timer service is running before starting the break timer, this prevents the timer from being started multiple times if the widget's rebuilt or init state is retriggered, which was likely causing the jumping countdown and the faster explanation. Was being called multiple times, likely due to the loop or double start. By fixing the loop and preventing multiple starts, this excessive initialization should also be resolved. Well, okay. So something that I'm thinking about, right? Because just because the break is up doesn't mean someone is actually going to start working right away. So we should have the person confirm that they're starting to work. And if they don't confirm that they're starting to work, then the break timer should start counting up and keep counting. Yeah, that's we need to do that. So let's say just because the break timer reaches 0 doesn't mean the user will actually start to work. We should make the user confirm that they have started working. If the user doesn't confirm, then it should start incrementing the time, the length of the break, kind of like, or just incrementing the time of the break and continuing to accrue the Accrue. How do you spell accrue? Accrue the cost of the break. Let's go with that. That way we can see how much time we're actually spending on break. Update the timer service to support overtime or negative duration. Update break time screen to handle the end of the break timer. Implement start work confirmation and break timer screen. Update timer display to handle negative duration. Optional, but good for UX. Yeah, I like that. I don't want to do that for, because you could always do skip break. So if the break timer comes up, you can say skip break and that'll take you back to the working screen. And that'll take you back to the working screen. And that way, yeah, I think I like that. So you can do skip break and you keep working. Or, but then if you don't actually confirm that you're working again, then it's going to keep counting up on the break time. And then maybe we'll do a, you can edit. Like let's say you forgot to do start working. You can edit the, yeah, you can edit when you started working. If you forgot, let's say you forgot to say start working, you should at least be able to edit it and then it should recalculate. I don't know, but that is not important right now. Don't forget to start working. All right, so that is done. The last thing that I want to do before we test it out is it will be easy for someone to miss when break time starts or the break has ended. Can we add sound notifications and vibration alerts when the work time has reached 0, and the same for when the break time has reached 0, so the user can be notified to take a break or get their butt back to work. Let's do that one, and then we can go ahead and test it after that. All right, so we have to add audio players and vibration, and that should trigger the sound and stuff like that. Create sound service to handle audio playback and vibration. Update timer to use sound service. All right. I wonder how it's going to do the test. How is it going to test that the vibration or the sound is working? So let's run this test. I wonder if it's actually adding a new test though. Something failed. What? How am I reaching a limit? Let's try that again. I shouldn't be reaching any limits. Let's run the test again. Why are we failing? Let's see what's going on. To run this test, what's failing? Not sure. If this test fails again, then we might just have to do it. We have to fix it manually, which is fine, just annoying. Okay, they passed now. All right, so what was implemented? Added sound vibration notifications, added audio players and vibration packages, implemented to handle playing sounds and triggering vibration. Currently, it triggers a vibration alert. The structure in place is to play audio file once an asset is provided. Integrated sound service into time service. When the timer reaches 0 for both work sessions and breaks, it now calls play timer completed sound. Updated the tests to mock the new method. The app will now vibrate when the timer providing a tactile alert to the user. All right, so let's stop the app and start over. And then we will figure out what sound that we can use to as an alert. And then we should also be able to configure it that to use sound or not use sound, like to say vibrate when timer reached or play sound when timer reached. And then we should also be able to say use a sound from the device. What happened? Why don't we start? So the two things that we want to test now is that the countdown, especially when break, is working properly. And I don't think we'll be able to simulate the countdown, but not the kind. Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to simulate the vibration, but we shall see. And then the next thing that we'll do is the configuration, the settings. All right, so let's go over to where's server 1. Let's go over to here and let me check history. 8. So it's still logging. It's still logging those entries. So that's weird. So we have to make sure we get rid of those. But at least for now, let's do another test session. 12/16/2025 9:08 p.m. Let's say start. And while that's happening, I'm going to say that it is still, something is failing in here. Looking up a deactivated widget's ancestors unsafe. All right, so we will reference to that, but it's still looking for, or it's still adding Pomodoro sessions to the history tab without any context. Can you find out and fix it so it can only log sessions that were completed in the history tab? All right, so why is it going to see something's not? Is this break? No, that's not break. It went to negative instead of taking me to the break. So I'm gonna paste this somewhere else for now so I can come back to it. So before we go to break, I'm just gonna say debug, and I'm going to say when the work timer reached 0, it went into negative mode instead of to break time. Instead of the break time, to start calculating our break. We could also have a button to start the break. And have a toggle on work mode to have auto start break where it can be turned on or off per the user's preference and discretion. That way you can have auto breaks as soon as you whatever you're doing, you just stop. Or you can say I'll turn off auto break, and when I'm good and ready to go to break, because sometimes we go over like the working time and then we delay going to break because we're in the middle of something. We don't want to lose that thought. So I assume that a person would not want to lose their frame of thought as well, so that they can go over time and then they can say, now I'm ready to start my break. So let's do that. I'm gonna put that as code. Although there's some things to fix in there, I'm gonna put that as code to do the toggle, like for auto, to auto start break, or to manually configure that, and then it should also fix the fact that nothing, like it just keeps counting. So we don't have any option right now to do either or. So I'm gonna send that off, and then we are going to actually go to break. Let me see if there's anything in the chat that we need to go over, and then we will go to our next break. So Magnetar says, I may not remember the fight in the video. Fight in the video. I forgot. I'm lost. I don't know what. I forgot what I said. So you guys know how I am. You guys know how I am. Magnetar says crew, and Rod, the beloved, or brother beloved Rod Brown says sound bites low. So here's what's happening right now. Beloved brother beloved, right? On the start and end of the timer, because last week Thursday we built a custom Stream Deck plugin that is controlling the timer, right? So okay, see, I be forgetting. Like, yeah, I did say, yeah, jump around, yeah, jump up and get down. Thank you, Magnetar. But what happened is we built the custom Stream Deck plugin where it's gonna, when you press the button, it plays a sound and then it counts down. It starts counting down, and I can see it on the Stream Deck, and then it plays a sound at the end. However, when the plugin, the sound isn't, I don't know what's going on with this thing. The sound isn't being passed over to it's not being passed over to the Stream Deck. So that's why on my other sound effects, like,
how dare you?
Those sound fine, but the ones where I'm starting and ending the timer, it's not being passed through. However, the other sound effects are being passed, like for play sound, it's not being passed through. So that's why they sound really low, because they're not actually going through the Stream Deck. You're just hearing it through my mic. So that is something that we're going to be fixing this coming Thursday. All right. We got Phil Knight in the building. What's up? What's good, Phil Knight?
Hey.
I don't know why this thing is not staying on the screen. It says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you as well, Phil Knight. Hopefully everything is going fantastic for you. And Magnus said, for the jump around song. Yes, jump up, and get down. Jump around, jump around. All right. Next topic for tonight is Ford. Did they bet big and lose? Did Ford lose an $18 billion bet? Yes. Let's jump into this one. Let's not wait. So it's being reported that Ford, actually, it's not 18, it's $19.5 billion. Let's see what's going on. What in the world is going on with Ford?
Jim, thanks for joining us today. We just outlined all of the changes and the special charges that you will be taking between now and the end of 27. I think everybody understands why you're making this decision, but walk us back to a couple of months ago, or how long ago was it that you and your team said, it's not working what we planned. We have to come up with a new strategy. And what was the thought process as you made the decision, we've got to shift?
Phil, well, thanks for having me on the show. Look, the last couple of months have been really clear to us. The EV market shrank to about 5% of the U.S. market, but more importantly, the very high-end EVs, the $50,000, $70,000, $80,000 vehicles, they just weren't selling. And we had planned a full EV lineup, but we also have hybrids, and we learned a lot about the market. And we think it was the right time to listen to the customers. We evaluated the market, and we made the call. We're following customers to where the market is. Not where people thought it was going to be, but where it is today, Phil. And that's really the genesis of our announcement. It'd be better for the company's profitability, better for shareholders, and a lot of new American jobs.
So it's interesting that you take away the EV subsidies, and now Ford is like, well, forget that avenue. And now they're going to take an almost $20 billion special charge. What is a special charge? What is a special charge in? I don't even know what that'd be called in business, I guess. In business, a special charge or a special item is a significant, infrequent, one-time cost or income item on a company's financial statement, separated from core operations to show true ongoing profitability, covering things like restructuring costs, asset write-offs, major legal settlements, or gains from selling divisions. It's a way to provide transparency, helping investors and analysts understand the business's normal earnings versus unusual events that distort the picture. That's from Investopedia. So that means they're doing a special charge of basically $20 billion on an EV loss.
Bruh.
Once you see, and this is how government can make or break companies. When you go and you rely, and that's why Mr. Elon Musk had a big hissy fit, because although I don't care about the EV subsidies, but then he crashed out, and now Ford has to take a 18. Let me update this title. Let me update, because this is not doing it justice. It is a. See if I can forget that. Let's go over here. Let's go to. Let's say 19.5. I thought it was 18. I was being generous. It is a $19.5 billion loss, right? And Ford is like, I can't do it, boss. I can't do it, boss. All right.
Yeah, but $19.5 billion. That's a big enchilada out there, and I know they're pre-tax charges, but a lot of people will look at this and say, is that the cost of saying, we tried it, the other strategy wasn't working, and so we've got to pivot?
Well, yeah, we really do. The non-cash is the biggest part of it. The cash charges are about $5.5 billion, and the return on that $5.5 billion looks fantastic. These are affordable trucks and vans. They're in the heart of what Ford knows how to do. They'll be hybrid and E-revs, very profitable vehicles. You know, we know these customers really well. We're not guessing. And we have a great EV platform in the UEV that's affordable at $30,000. We think we have the best portfolio of any auto company in the U.S. And we now get to focus as a team on bringing all those products to market, and it gives our Model E business, effectively our EV business, a road to profitability, which did not exist a month ago.
So you're looking at that division, that Model E division, being profitable by 2029. And I believe by 2030, you were forecasting that half of your global sales will be either hybrids, E-revs, or pure EVs. It's about 17% now. That's a big ramp up over the next 5 years, right?
Yeah, most of it is hybrid and E-revs. You know, we've been number 3 in the U.S. market on hybrids, but we're number 1 in truck hybrids. We're like 80% market share, Phil, as you know. And now we're going to build up Bronco and our whole lineup of hybrids. You know, last month our sales were about flat. Our hybrid sales were up 20%. On F-150 now, the best-selling vehicle in the U.S., hybrid some months is 30% of our sales. Imagine having a Ford where a whole lineup has hybrids and E-revs, and then we'll have this very affordable EV platform, UEV, at very affordable prices at $30,000. We think that's the right place to pivot. That's where Americans are today with their powertrains and what they want to buy.
Jim, it's Morgan. We're talking a lot about this from a domestic standpoint, but how does it position you competitively from a global one, especially when you think about Chinese OEMs?
Yeah, great question. Thank you for that question. Look, I think every region of the world is different. China is like more than 50% electric. Europe is about 25%. In the U.S., it's 5%. So what we're doing in Europe is we're teaming up with Renault. They have very affordable EVs. That makes sense. We don't want to invest our own EVs there, and we want to go to very affordable ones. For the rest of the world, we're really a truck and pro brand, you know, with pickup trucks and SUVs. And there, you know, the hybridization is a really good option for us. And we have great electric choices. So each region is a little different, but the U.S. is really different. Here, people travel longer distance. They use their trucks for towing. And these really expensive $70,000 electric trucks, as much as I love the product, they didn't make sense. But an E-Rev that goes 700 miles on a tank of gas.
What's an E-Rev? Let me see, what is that? Let's go over here. What is a Ford E-Rev vehicle? Never heard of E-Rev. So a Ford E-Rev extended range electric vehicle is a type of electrified truck like the next generation F-150 Lightning that runs solely on electric motors but uses an onboard gasoline engine purely as a generator to recharge the battery. What? That is pretty interesting. Offering the feel of an EV with the long range and towing power of a gas truck, eliminating range anxiety for heavy tasks. It's essentially a battery electric vehicle with a built-in generator providing over 700 miles. Did you just say 700 miles? Gee whiz, of combined range and the ability to power tools, unlike traditional hybrids where the engine also drives the wheels. That is interesting. That is how much does the E-Rev cost? In short, Ford E-Rev strategy focuses on larger battery and an all-electric powertrain and a gas generator for extended range, creating a versatile truck that's electric for daily driving, but has the freedom for long haul. That's pretty cool. Let me see. Ford E-Rev vehicle, E-Rev truck cost. Ford is developing an affordable mid-size electric pickup similar to a Ranger. The target starting price of $30,000, launching in 2027. Is the Ford Lightning an E-Rev? Anyways, let's get back to the story.
For 90% of the time is all electric, goes 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. That E-Rev is a better solution for a Lightning than the current all-electric Lightning.
So that is interesting. That is interesting. The state of event. I mean, they take off those subsidies, or those incentives, and now these companies are scrambling. Those companies, I'm in a bind, Nate. They are in a bind, and they are calling Nate for forgiveness, for a bailout, for a special charge. And you guys know how it goes once you get in bed with Nate, right? No pun intended. No pun intended. It all goes down the hill from there, right? Anyhow, we have Phil Knight says, blame the political landscape for those losses. You know, Phil Knight, the other day I said in a video, because Dario Modi, the CEO of Anthropic, he is currently begging, groveling for the government to come and regulate his industry because he does not trust his own software, his own applications, his own chatbots. And it's like, government, Mr. Government, please come and regulate us. Please come and regulate us. And I said, whenever the government says, hello, I'm from the government, I'm here to help, all things go downhill. And somebody had the nerve to say, when has the government ever messed up anything? And I was like, what? Are you serious?
How dare you?
So, and Phil Knight says, I wonder if the government will forgive that loan. Depends. It depends.
Do not come.
Just saying. I'm just saying. All right. All right. We're gonna jump into our last working segment for tonight, and then we shall have one more story about SpaceX. Then we're gonna get out of here. Right. So let's just jump into another one while we're at it. Okay, so this thing is still counting up. Let's go ahead and run the test. So we should have test failed. We should have, once we stop and start this again, the ability to auto start stop. I'm gonna have to put one of my barbarians on a testing mission to learn how to test these mobile apps so they can test this app, so that they can come up with different testing scenarios. That's what I do. Like I build these apps and I'm like, all right, barbarian, you go and test it and you try to break it and you find out everything that's wrong. And they always find something that's wrong, sadly enough. Still failing. Oh, it passed? Did it pass? Thought it failed. Thought it failed. No, it did fail. Let me see. I've successfully implemented test failure explanation. We're failing to a known problem provider and the widget disposal in the test environment. Looking up the okay. However, the core logic. Okay, fine if you say so. Let's go ahead and stop this. And we're gonna start it over again. And I still have the other issue with the history that's causing some weird issues. So if we go to our focus timer and we say test session 12/16/2025 9:28 p.m. say start. I do not see my auto start, auto stop. Oh, wait, no, wait a second. Okay, that's for that. I don't see the auto start and stop. Where should it show up? Added the settings. No. That should be, all right, so if I go to settings, let me stop this timer, stop session. I go over here. Auto pause on interruptions, auto start. I think it would be better to be able to toggle the auto start break time on the actual focus timer Pomodoro and custom screen, as the user might be in a session and wants to turn off the auto start break because they might get into deep work and not want, and then not be able to go to the setting screen since they are in the middle of a working session. Let's send that one off. Add auto start to focus timer, sync toggle states with storage service. That works. Then verify change with test. All right, cool. So that should fix that part of the issue that we're experiencing. And then we can go to the history screen that is acting weird for us. So there's no point. Let me check the history. Yeah, you see all of these are still being 855. That was not sure about that one. Maybe that is from that might be from the other session, possibly. I wonder if there's a way to clear the history as well. Maybe that'll be another feature that we need to add, is like a way to delete entries from the history, not just clear it, but let's say we swipe over, we should be able to clear certain sessions from the history. All right, let's see. Let's start. Okay, so now if we go over to the focus timer, there we go, auto start break. Should it be on by default? We'll leave it off by default. All right, test session. We'll say 12/16/2025, 9:32 p.m. And we will say start. All right, so good. We have our auto start break. And then once we get to that minute, then we should be able to click a button. So let me see if it's gonna, so add a switch. So let me go back up over here then, because when the worker timer goes to overtime, so this is where it got a little confused. Oh no, a start break button now appears. Okay, so in 20 seconds, we should see the start break button. And then clicking this button stops the current work session and navigates to the break timer screen. So then the question, there's one more thing that we need to do then. We need to, okay, so, all right, so now let's see, start break. So after this time is up, does it take us back to 0? All right, so let me start writing this. To accurately reflect the cost, we should have a total session cost, which is a running calculation of the session cost, a total work cost, which is a running calculation of how much time is being spent working, a current work cost, which is the current session cost. All right, so that part works. Current session cost, a running break cost, which is the total break time cost, and a current break time cost, which is the current time spent in break. Where should we see this though? I don't even know. We should have the total session cost and current work cost or current break cost displayed based on if we are at break. Let me go start work session though. Why did it start off at negative? Our break or working, and then a expandable window to see all of the details of the session. When the break timer was completed and I said to start next working session, the timer started from negative where we left off previously and didn't start counting down again. So let's send that off. Hopefully you can figure that out. It's these little things, right? These little scenarios. And this is I think it's easier to control this stuff in web development than in mobile development, because this logic and these triggers and stuff like that, they work very, very differently, because now we're not even going to get to another 0 countdown to start a new. Well, it's saying start a new break, but it never actually counted down to give us our working time for us to be able to start a new break. So it's very tricky. It is very tricky. So let's see what we can do. I should have started a new session, but whatever. A new task. You know what? I'm going to cancel it. I am going to cancel that, terminate, and I'm going to put that in a new session. Because it's always good to start a new session, because it give it like a fresh mind, give it a break, give it a fresh mind to start over again. All right, so it's going to analyze the existing timer and cost calculation logic. It's going to fix the break timer negative restart bug and implement new cost metrics: total session, total work, current work, total break, update the UI to display the appropriate costs based on state, and implement the expandable detail window. So that is what's going to be the next fix/feature, so that we can accurately see this information. And once this focus timer is in a good spot, it's working right, I think we can have our next release of the application to iOS and to Android, because this is the next feature. And then, like, after we finish implementing the basic features of the app that we could offer at no cost, then we have a whole set of AI plus business features that we want to work on and implement. But we want to get past this. So, and like in the future, we want to do login with OAuth, so you can log in through Google, LinkedIn, Apple, etc. Probably set up Supabase on this as well, to manage users and logins, throw it up on a DigitalOcean the same way that we're doing for our speech app. So it's so many, like it's just so many different ways to approach it. But the core of the app is still the same, and it is still working I am excited about it. Definitely a learning experience. All right, let's see. So now it is updating display, timer display. And then we still need to, I'm going to stop this. Actually, no, I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to say complete session. And let's say 0, 0. Save history. Okay, so it didn't log all of these. So maybe this is okay. Maybe this was, I think the time is wrong though. I think the cost might be off. I'm not entirely sure, but I think the cost might be off. But I think with the updates that we're making, it's going to right that wrong. I'm not sure if it's giving us accurate information right now. And then we want to be able to have the ability to delete sessions from I think we should be able to delete sessions, possibly archive sessions. So it doesn't, I don't know if archive is a good one. Maybe we should be able to export it. So you can share it via email, WhatsApp, Slack, things of that nature. That'll be for the history though. So far it has done the analyze existing timer and cost calculation logic, modified timer to track session totals and fix start timer bug, update break timer screen to use timer service methods. Let's see. Now it's on the verify fix for break timer negative restart bug. That's probably going to be a widget test that it's going to be adding. Update focus timer to use. I already got that. Modify timer service to track session totals and fix start timer bug. Okay. All right, let's run the unit test. Some tests failed, but that's expected based on the existing. I'll probably try to fix that one on my own later on and see if there's a way that we can work around it, because I don't want to have these failures. I want to be able to run all the tests, or at least ignore the test that's failing. That's another option. Let's see. Yeah, so the tests are basically passing except for like one, so that should be good enough. Maybe not. Maybe it's still fixing something. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the app though, so that we can start it as soon as this thing is done. Let's run the test again. And these are unit tests, so these are more based. So the unit tests are more based on calculations instead of widget tests. So it is passing in various values in there. So let's go ahead and, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the app while I'm reading what the fix is about. It says, I have successfully implemented the requested changes to the timer and cost calculation logic. Timer service enhancements added tracking for total work duration, total break duration, total session cost, total work cost, total break cost, current work cost, current break cost, updated start timer. So I'm going to go and we're going to do test session 12/16/2025 and 9:44 p.m. Say start. All right, so that's starting. We have to eventually test this auto start break though at some point. Focus timer. All right, so fix the bug where the timer would start from a negative value if the previous session went into overtime. Now, if a new duration is provided, it correctly resets. What do you mean by new duration? Add reset session method to clear all. What? I don't know what that means. Focus timer, screen update, added an expandable session detail to display the new, where is, oh, okay, here we go. Oh, okay, session detail. Okay, total break time cost. Okay, I like that. Current, so there's no current break. Okay, so that's calculating, but we do have a, what is that thing called? So when I expand the total session cost section, I am getting an overflow error. Let's go with, so let's fix, let me see if I can fix this real quick. This is the error from the logs. So let's send that off. I'm gonna put this in debug mode. Send that off, and I am going to say start break. Let's try this out real quick. I don't have the, oh, look at that, skip break, start work. To try the start work directly. Well, I guess you can start work early. So let's wait until this countdown goes through. And let's see. So it says the user is reporting an overflow error when expanding the session details. Column in K. Expand tile shows more content, and when it expands, it pushes the content below down. If the total height, the tab view wraps. To fix, I should wrap the content of the build Pomodoro view in a build custom timer view, and a single child. Let's verify the structure. Yes, it's a column. I should wrap it in this. Actually, with a column, inside we'll scroll. If the content is smaller than the screen, it will be on top unless we use center constraint box. It's okay. So now if I do start work, okay, look, I still have my new cost and I still have my total session cost. That's still, okay, I like that. That is good. And then we have this issue, but we have the total break cost, total break time, total work time, total work cost. Cool, I like that. I guess the current break doesn't really matter in this one because we can't see the current break, but when we are at break, we will see the break. So I guess that's fine. Well, maybe we should be able to see the total session cost inside the break as well. All right. I addressed the overflow error by wrapping. So I'm going to say during a break, the total session cost and expandable section isn't being displayed. Can we get that as part of the break screen as well? That way we can just see all that information all in one, like in both spots, because someone like me, I would want to see it. I'm like, oh, this break is costing me way too much. I'm spending too much on breaks. Let me get back to work. So I'm gonna let's just do that, and then that'll be it for tonight. I think let me see. Let's say we say start break, and then we have our calculation but I still want the details to show up for the break. So I don't know what that's all about. So let's say we go straight to start work, and that resets, and then I say complete session, and I say additional cost $10 and money made $50. We say save, and we go to history, and we have that. We have this one. Okay, cool. So the history is actually working pretty good now. Next week, we will be able to delete, rename a session, delete a session, export a session, or share a session. I think that'll be good. And I've successfully added the session details to the, all right, so let's do a quick check. Stop this, start it over. We'll do a quick check on the break time screen, although I don't really have a way of getting to the break time screen immediately. So let's go to focus timer and let's say start. We also have to test the auto start break as well. Let's say test session 12/16/2025, and that's going to be 9:51 p.m. And so let's see, let's give it the 30 seconds. I just want to see if we can see the total. Oh, also let's expand this. Okay. Look at that. I like it. I like it a lot.
They ain't believing us.
All right. So we have that. And then let's give it the 20 seconds. Let's see if we get to, we're going to start the break. And then once we get to break, we should be able to also see the total session cost in the break, and we should also see our total break cost going, our current break cost and our total break cost going up as well. So we get to here, we say start break, and there we go. Our break is counting down. We have our current break cost rising, our total break time rising, our current work cost is staying the same, our current work time is staying the same, our break time is counting accurately. And if we say start to work and we have our current break cost turn, okay, this is beautiful. This is really, really beautiful. I am loving it. I am absolutely loving it. Let's close that off, and we're going to say complete the session. And we're going to say the additional cost, let's say it's $100, but let's say we made $5,000 on that one. And we do save, we go, probably need to reset this as well, but we go to history and bada bing, bada boom, here we are. We'll have to format this number over here to add our comma, but that's not a big deal. Total hours, cool, sweet. All right. We're in a good spot. We are in a great spot, actually. So next week we will do the formatting. I think everything. I think the focus timer itself is good. I think we're basically done with our focus timer. Well, we'll have to test the auto start, and then we'll have to test it on the custom timer as well. But I think everything should work because of how the methods are. But we can never be sure. So next week we're going to test auto start. So the Pomodoro one is good. Test auto start. Test custom, and then we're going to clean up the history tab to have the right formatting and stuff like that. And we will see if there's any additional tests. We'll run our tests to see how those are going. And if everything works out between next week and the week after, based on how far we get, then we should actually be able to start packaging this up to be able to ship it to our respective app stores. And that, my friends, that is what I call a flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
All right, let's go back to full screen. Let's wrap that up. And we have, let me check the chat real quick, and then we have one more topic to get into. Let me see. All right, nothing. All right, cool. So let's get to this last break time topic of tonight, which is SpaceX. Yes, you guys know Mr. Elon Musk and his SpaceX.
Bruh.
They're exploring to have space-based data centers. All right, let's jump into it. Go here, and we're gonna go over to here. So this is from Fox Business talking about space-based data centers. Say it ain't so.
Welcome back. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. I'm Maria Bartiromo, and it is Tuesday, December 16th. We are just finishing a breaking news exclusive interview with the Treasury Secretary, and now we are taking a look at Elon Musk's SpaceX, looking to put data centers among the stars as the company prepares one of the largest IPO offerings in history. Fox Business's Madison Allworth now with all the details. Madison.
Good morning, Maria. So they're eyeing a mid to late 2026 public offering, and this could be one of the largest initial public offerings in history, as you mentioned. Investment banks are scheduled to make their pitches this week in what's known as a bake-off, as Musk's space company is eyeing an IPO that could value the company at up to $1.5 trillion. And while Musk has long mused about...
Wait, am I saying correctly? Is the Dow at 48,000? I missed that. The Dow at 48,000. Gee whiz. Can I close that? And yes, they are saying that SpaceX, currently private, it might be projected at a $1.5 trillion valuation when they IPO. Yup.
Colonizing the moon. The funds raised in this IPO would help him with a more immediate goal: space-based data centers.
The cost effectiveness of AI in space will be overwhelmingly better than AI on the ground. So long before you exhaust potential energy sources on Earth, long before, meaning like I think even perhaps in the 4 or 5 year time frame, the lowest cost way to do AI compute will be with solar-powered AI satellites.
Okay, so data centers in 4 or 5 years. We already have our first mini data center in space. StarCloud launched the first NVIDIA H100, a powerful AI processor, into space in November, with plans to scale up significantly in the coming years.
Within 10 years, most new data centers will be being built in space. Now, it's going to take some time to replace the stock, but the reason for that is we're very quickly running up against energy constraints on Earth. So, for example, to build a new 100-megawatt data center on Earth, you're looking at 5 to 10 year long lead times on just permitting for that type of energy project on Earth. In space, we can launch hundreds of megawatts within weeks and months rather than years and decades.
So obviously, as the CEO, quite bullish on data centers in space.
So I'm wondering, how much space, like, how big are these space data centers? Because I would assume a data center takes up a lot of space and it needs like the racks and the servers and the networking and stuff like that. And then what is going to be the speed to connect these data centers? Because at least like here on planet Earth, there is some type of hardwiring, but if these space-based data centers are going to be satellite-based, does that diminish the speed, the connection, and stuff like that? So I have a lot of questions about this. You know, let's do our trusty. How do space-based data centers work? Space-based data centers work by launching compact, ruggedized computing modules into orbit, using vast solar arrays for power, leveraging space's vacuum for cooling. Interesting. Oh, okay. So, that all right. That is pretty smart, pretty genius. So they're using the space's vacuum for cooling and employing high-speed laser links for communication, primarily to process massive Earth observation data in real time, eliminating latency and downlink bottlenecks by running AI/analysis in orbit before sending only essential results to Earth. Interesting. So they're basically saying, look, humans, this is the information we tell you that you need. We will not tell you the rest, all right? They use sun-synchronous orbits for near constant sunlight. Oh, radiation-hardened components and autonomous operations to handle challenges like heat, radiation, and maintenance in space. Interesting. That is super interesting. So what they're saying is the coolness of space, and when I say cool, I'm not meaning like how cool I am. I'm meaning like the weather cool in space to keep like, so you don't need a bunch of energy to keep the, like, you don't need an HVAC person in space because space is a natural HVAC-ant. That doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean, right? And then it's also saying, follow the sun. It tells us the data center, follow the sun so you can always have energy. It's not like, oh, it's nighttime now. Now we have no solar energy. You will always have solar energy. Check. And then they're building it to have like to be able to deal with the radiation. They're having it analyze. It's using AI to analyze data to find out what's important to send back to us humans. And autonomous operations. So like they have things built into it. It's okay, you need to do this to handle the heat, the radiation, maintenance, all that type of stuff. So and then you can even throw up a humanoid robot in there in the future, so that it can do various tasks and operations, and you don't need an actual person to be up there. So we will have our first humanoid astronaut. I'm just saying. I am just saying. All right, let's get back to the video before we get out of here.
But one of the big challenges is being able to adequately cool these pieces, because despite space being very cold, it's also a vacuum and then might not properly absorb the heat from the data center. But deployable radiators are being designed to address this. We're learning as we go. Musk is betting big. And StarCloud's space data center that I told you about, it was launched into orbit by a SpaceX rocket. Maria?
Wow, that is cool stuff, Madison. Thanks so much, Madison Allworth. We are just...
Well, there you have it. We already have data centers in space. I didn't even know that, but I think that is super duper cool. Data centers on Earth, data centers in space, data centers on the moon, data centers on Mars, data centers to infinity and beyond. All right, but that is it. Even with a headache, we still did some amazing work. And you know what they say. Good work, or no. Hard work is good work, right? I am super happy that I'm just going to throw that in there. My dropped frames is only 59. I have a good connection. My CPU did not go crazy. The beginning of the stream did not have any issues. So shout out to Gemini again for the win. Oh yeah, another thing real quick before we get out of here, right? So you remember how I keep talking about how Gemini integrates into just about everything? And I shared on my community tab how Gemini helped me something with email, right? Integrating an email. Today, I'm searching for a photo in Google Photos, and Gemini is in there too. Gemini is all up in our business. So it's in Google Photos, it's in Drive, it's in email, it's in Docs, it's in whatever, right? So Gemini, it's all, so, because someone was saying, oh, will, I think it was on X, someone said, oh, will Gemini overtake OpenAI? And I said, Gemini has actually already overtaken OpenAI without people even knowing it, because if you use Gmail, if you use Google, Gemini is all up in there like swimwear. All right. But yeah, that I'm happy. I think I fixed my streaming issue with the CPU and stuff like that. My CPU right now is at 4.1, which maybe I'll make a video for the settings that I did to get this to work, show my prompt, share the prompt, and share my modifications, because now my computer is smooth sailing. All right. I'm so happy about that. All right. But that's it. That is about it. Let me make sure there's nothing here. All right, cool. All right. So with that being said, remember, on our way out, like, share, subscribe, techcoachrob.dev, join us for Vibe Code and Chill. I showed you my Google Meet to Patreon app, stream to Patreon app that I will be using this coming Sunday for our Scrum night. and that I use for Vibe Code and Chill. Makes it super duper easy. I showed you a demo on that. Tomorrow we're going to have the Forward Deploy Engineer review. Really cool presentation as well. Amazing graphics, amazing slides. That's going to be at noon Eastern time on this channel, techodrop.dev. We are going to be, and then Thursday night, we're going to be going live. We're going to be continuing working on our Stream Deck plugin. Make sure we get our sounds working, add some styles, add some design to our numbers, looking at how we can have two offerings of it, a paid version and a free version. So we're going to get the paid version working first. And then we're going to say, now we want to make another app and downscale it, downsize it, whatever the terminology would be, to have the free version. Yeah, so many different things they're working on. And quick rundown, we did a lot of good work on the time cost calculator. It's almost deployable very, very soon, very, very close. We're testing it. We did the OBS plugin for our YouTube share that we're using all the time. We're doing the Stream Deck plugin for counting down with a timer. And we are working on our speech app. So many things happening. We have thrive.techodrop.dev as well. That is a self-coaching portal. The waitlist is open. I'm giving access to people already. It's getting tested intensively. So many things. We have resumeflow.app where you can get your resume analyzed. We're adding new features to that as well. So many different things that are happening all right now. So plug in, tap in, sign up for techodrop.dev. It's free to get started, like to sign up and see all the information, join us for our meetings, and we're doing a lot. We are doing a lot, all right? But that is everything. That is everything. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm going to go do something productive, something even more productive. I don't know. I'm just going to go do something, all right? But you guys have an amazing, amazing night. I am so happy to hang out with you guys just about almost every day, right? So Techodrop, we are out.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yeah. Thought you was riding. Thought you was 10 toes down. The second something shiny came, you folded. It's cool though. You just tell me how to move. Watch this. Used to think we was a unit, thought the back was covered. Thought you was my dog, man, thought you was my brother. Smiling in my face, shit, you really played a part. Acting like you with me, had me giving you my heart. But the loyalty was past, man, that shit was see-through. Waiting for your moment, that's what fake ones be do. Soon as opportunity came knocking on the door, you ain't even hesitate, you just wanna ask for more. You ain't look back once, you went your own way. Show me who you were, man, I got nothing left to say. I ain't mad, I ain't bitter, ain't no salt to spill. You just lit a fire, man, you just made the focus real. You just gave me fuel, man, I'm moving only faster. I ain't got no time for what a flaky person says. I am on a mission, you are in my way. I'm cutting off the dead weight, I don't care who suffers. If you ain't with vision and you're undercovers, sleeping on the grind, I am wide awake. Every year you hitting me, just tell me what to take. And I'm taking everything I am putting first. All that fake love, man, it was a damn curse. Now the curse is broken, now I see the path. You just woke the monster, you can do the math, yeah. This a full court, press it, I ain't letting up. Kicking down the door, so I don't look around, I just lost, man, a lesson that I learned. Thanks for showing me that my own back is all I earn. So I'm holding it down, I'm the one I trust. Turning all the betrayal right in the dust. Watch me build an empire while you watch me from the side. Should've stayed down, man, you should've learned to ride. Full court present. All focus, all out. No sympathy. Yeah. Locked in. Purpose. Tired of losing every fight, wrestling shadows in the night. The past won't hold me, no more chains. I'm stepping out, I'm done with pain. Tired of the fall, the endless grind. Looking back, I left myself behind. No more shadows, no more chains. I'm breaking free, I'm done with pain. No excuses, no delay. The fire's lit, it starts today. Final victory. It's calling me. No more losing. I'm breaking free. Discipline, focus, I'll rise. You'll see. Final victory. It's calling me. I'm letting go of where I've been. The scars, the doubts, the weight within. Each step forward, I claim my ground. No turning back, I found my sound. I'm letting go of where I've been. This is the moment I begin. Discipline will light my way. Focus sharp, no time to stray. Every stumble taught me how to fight. Every loss just sharpened my sight. I'm the storm, I'm the calm, I'm the light. Victory's mine, it's in my sight. Final victory. It's calling me. No more losing. I'm breaking free. Discipline, focus, I'll rise. On my side. Final victory. It's calling me. Every stumble made me strong. Now I know